Hi everyone, welcome to the final Popcorn PD of the day, and what an exciting one we have ahead planned for you. We have two wonderful speakers who will be sharing how to spark creativity in the classroom. So can't wait to bring them both on, but just as a reminder, to get involved in the chat. I've seen you getting involved in all the sessions all day, which has been so great to see. And of course, we've got that competition going on throughout the week. So all of your ideas, all of your highlights and your favorite moments from the week, please keep sharing them on Twitter, hashtag Wakelet Community Week, and at Wakelet as well. And you'll be in with a chance of winning an iPad, some great swag and exclusive swag that we've got, the pin badges. I'm not got one on now, but we've got these really cool pin badges as well. And of course, that trip to ISTE 2023. So all up for grabs. But yeah, make sure in the chat you're sharing, you're getting involved. We love to see it. So I am going to hand over to wonderful speakers that we have, Alex and Lydia. Hi, Alex. Hi, Lydia. How are you?
Hello.
Hi.
Great to be here.
Afternoon. Yeah. Doing well. Excited to be here.
Fab. Yeah, excited to have you both. I can't wait for all of the things that you're going to share today. You're both two very creative educators, so perfect for this session. And yeah, I'm going to hand the stage over to you.
All right. Well, Amy, thank you so much. I was able to be lucky enough to present with Wakelet earlier this year, and I said it was a dream come true. And just a year ago, I didn't even know what Wakelet Community Week was. So to be a part of this, it's absolutely amazing. I'm just ecstatic to be here. And this is just a digital portfolio that I've created recently. I know that I'm talking about sparking creativity in the classroom, but I did just want to give a very brief intro about who I am. I'm Alex Isaacs. I'm an 8th grade math teacher at Red Bank Middle School in Red Bank, New Jersey. And I'm just, very passionate about ed tech, sharing resources, growing my PLN on Twitter. So, this is one of my favorite collections that I've created. It's able for me to show off each of the badges that I've earned. You're going to see a lot of moat messages on my collections today. So it's just really exciting for me to be able to present and share with you and hopefully inspire you to take something away for you for your next school year where you're using Wakelet in a greater capacity. So the first collection that I really want to share with you is it's actually my students' graduation. They're moving up ceremony today. So I'm absolutely thrilled to say that one of my final projects of the school year was me tasking them with creating their own 3D cake, 3D graduation cake, where they took on the role of being a baker, and then they were actually designing them on Tinkercad. And then this is a more basic collection where I just simply used it to curate responses. And for me, the new moat integration on Wakelet has just opened up so many new avenues for me, really improved accessibility, where at this point I'm almost leaving a moat welcome message, a moat explanation of my collection in each of them. I think that it really, along with the translate function, provides a greater level of connection with anybody who's coming into these collections. And as you can see, my students just really took it and flew away with some amazing cake designs that they had really not a lot of skill or not a lot of practice with Tinkercad. And they went in here, and as a result of what I feel, which was giving them a lot of choice and a lot of options, they knocked it out of the park. So, this was just, for me, I believe that if you make the project-based learning relevant to them, if you make it where you offer them options, which I'm going to show you in my final collection, I feel like students' creativity is going to come through all the more. In addition to that, it's really about delving into their lives and understanding what they're into, what their interests are. And then you can kind of tailor your activities based on that. This is another curated collection where I gave my students a variety of options. They were being tasked with creating an original Pythagorean theorem word problem using Canva, which of course was just integrated into Wakelet as well. I've been loving that new option. And as you can see again, this one stands out for me by Belinda, Belen, and Yolanda. I mean, absolutely amazing. We have some Martians chasing after some people. They managed to pull it off and really do a great job. And then you'll also see a couple of examples where I have some type of harm befalling me, where you can see here, I'm falling off the side of a building. I'm okay with that. I know that these students, they actually do like me in the end, but I just wanted to show you an example of what you can do and how crisp it can look, even though I am unfortunately falling off the side of a building after getting a soccer ball. Now, fun fact, a soccer ball that I did purchase was kicked on top of the roof of the school, and the kids have not been the same since. However, we have recovered that soccer ball, so it's getting a little bit better out on the playground. So you can see, again, some absolutely amazing creations by them. I gave them that level of creative freedom, and they took it and ran with it. You know, here's another one where I'm struggling to a certain extent, where Esmeralda created this amazing graphic where I cannot reach my necktie, unfortunately. So again, you can see that my students are tormenting me despite the amazing care that I do share towards them. But more than anything, I also enjoy using my ability to let students be creative for more, school-wide collections. And at this point, I'm going to show you the Pi Day collection. Amy, I know that you had your eye on this one previously because you had never heard of Pi Day, if I recall correctly. So I've got something to share on here that could ruin things for me in Wakelet. If you go down to this leftmost column to listen to the epic tale of Pi Day, you have me giving my best British accent. And I hope that no one at Wakelet actually watches this because I might get into trouble with how poor it is. But I do have a character named Alexander Isaacs III, and I did try to really make Pi Day special for my students. So as you could see, once again, I offered multiple different options for my students to be created. We did a Gim Kit Pi Day trivia kit, but then we get into Pi Day circle art, making Pi Day bracelets. We had a Pi Day circle drawing contest where students had a huge page of circles and they had to create as many things as possible that a circle was the overall shape on the outside. And then we had things that for people who wanted to do a digital Pi City skyline or a Pi poem. Shout out to Eric Kurtz on both of those, making some great activities for my students to have fun with. And what I'm really loving about Wakelet that I've really become, more skilled with, more putting a focus on it, is really highlighting student work. You saw my previous two collections, it was including their direct work, but we really wanted to show the sights and the sound, or the sights of Pi Day, and you can see we have some amazing pictures. That's my man Omar. Miss Sherman was nice to bring enough some coconut cream pie. He's enjoying that there. You have some students who submitted their Pi City skylines. It just, with the new beta version and the ability to have everything look so clean, I just love how aesthetically pleasing it is. And then for my students who wanted to take that option of cooking, I have a lot of students who are into cooking in addition to art. I gave them some of the best different pie recipes that highlighted their cultures and some more traditional, American style pies. But the thing that I have been just absolutely dying to show off, tweet it out, promote it, go crazy about is my latest newsletter called My Math Musings for the spring edition. It's something that myself and the math team at Red Bank Middle School created, and this to me is the best one. I'm extremely proud, along with the team, of the previous two versions, but I was just, taking a walk with my partner, Lois Alston, and I was talking to her about the fact that, I feel like I've got to make a bigger impact. As much as I feel like I've had a great time kind of sharing and building a community at my school, I want to do something. I've built up my PLN. I want them to get involved. I want administrators. I want everybody involved. And this was my opportunity to do that. And I had this vision, and I am so thankful to all the students, all the teachers, all the administrators that came through and offered their voice, offered their graphics for this collection. This has overtaken my other collection to be the one that I am most proud of, because it's something that's proven to me that the work that I've put in on Twitter building a PLN has paid off. And it's just such a thrill to have people that I look up to so much contribute to this collection. So I'll briefly walk you through that, and then I'm going to hand it over to Lydia, who I'm sure is going to do an amazing job. You have the My Math logo, My Math Moment logo in the leftmost column, along with instructions of me walking you through each of the different options. I felt that Flipgrid was probably the best platform to really spearhead this, so I had Flipgrid as our top option. I've got to give a shout out to Johan, Tati, Juan, Miguel. They all did an amazing job with their Flipgrid. I have more, but those are the three that really stood out. You could see my own. I've got to give an amazing shout out to Namya Joshi, who was nice enough with her Each One Teach 10 podcast. She's over in Finland now, learning about Minecraft even more. My partner, Lois Alston. My God, I've truly made it. James at Wakelet added a moat message just today. I'm so thankful to him. And then we have individuals who have just really done great in the ed tech game, like Stacy Roshan and SJ White, What the Trig Math, Heather Brown, who's doing amazing work. Donna Shees, who, fun fact about her, has won a trip to ISTE. I'm very jealous of her. And then Andy Knieven, also doing an amazing job. John Neal, Will Jackson from Moat. I mean, I can't thank them enough for being willing to contribute to my little Wakelet collection over on this side of the world. And I just can't wait for people to really get in here and see some of these responses. But in addition to Flipgrid, as you said, we could make a math motement. I had an Adobe Creative Cloud, Adobe Express challenge where students listed the top 3 ways to succeed in math class. And then I had a seesaw option because I love that platform as well. And as you can see all over the place, all these headings, it's all Canva. So, it really gave my students the ability, students in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, the ability to share what their memorable moments were. We have GIM kits. We have Melissa who shared her creating the graduation cake. And then I have to give a shout out to the teachers who participated in this with me, along with myself. We had Mrs. Finnegan, we had Miss Hartman, we had Miss Coco, and Mrs. Kansky. So, it's such a great feeling to bring such a wide array of people together. And I have Wakelet to thank for that, because all of these great project options, and you can see we have over 90 different amazing responses. And I would encourage you, come in, think about if this would be an activity that you would like to start off the school year with, where you're taking kind of like how you feel overall about math. And then you give students that choice to share what they feel, what's their experience in math. But I can't say enough how proud I am of the students and the teachers and the administration and all of the members of my PLN for contributing to this collection. It meant so much to me. I'm going to continue to highlight their responses over the next week, because even though school is kind of over for me after tomorrow, I still think it's important for that voice to be shown, because I think math sometimes gets a short end of the stick. And I'm going to encourage anyone out there who's watching right now, if you would like to contribute to this, feel free to click on this collection when I post it in a tweet, or if you go to my profile. And if you would like to make a My Math moment and have me place it into the PLN family column, I would be happy to do that. So again, I can't say enough how thankful I am to have gotten the platform to speak on Wakelet, and how it's allowed me to not only make connections, but offer even more choice and really amplify my students' voice by offering those options directly integrated into it. I couldn't be more excited to see what I can do with my students next year. So again, I'm so thankful for this opportunity, and I hope again everyone just took something away from this that they can then use in their class next year. And please, if you have any desire to contribute to this collection, please DM me your responses, and I'd love to have you contribute. So I don't know if we're kicking it back to Amy just yet, but if not, Lydia's up next. And thank you for your time. And I'll be definitely active in the chat as Lydia's presenting.
Oh my goodness, Alex, where were you when I was learning math? That was amazing. The Pythagorean theorem one was so much fun. And I love that you were able to have that sense of humor about falling off the building. It just shows how strong those relationships are you have with your kids. It's great. Yes, I'm Lydia Krupp. Thank you, Wakelet, for asking me to present. And with Alex, this has been so much fun seeing what he's had to share. I'm the Instructional Technology Coordinator for Ferris ISD. It's about 15 minutes south of Dallas, where I live, Dallas, Texas. I'm inside, out of the heat right now, so that's very helpful. I'm coming at this from a little different angle. When it comes to sparking creativity in the classroom, I actually get to support teachers in doing that. In my role, I do a lot of the professional learning side. And so the things I'm going to share with you today will reflect that and can be translated into lessons with students or other activities for them. So the first thing I'm going to share, make sure that it pops up, is I believe I sent this link out, so you'll have all of my resources here. And the very first thing in the resources, sorry for the little scrolling, but will be a Genially. So here's the thing with Genially. I love it, and the integration with Wakelet goes both directions, which is really great. And so I made a hyperdoc, basically took Genially and added the different parts of the 5E lesson plan. And this is for PL for teachers, but can easily be translated for students. And where I love to use Wakelet is under Explore. So whenever kids have to explore, I know that sometimes letting them loose on the internet can be a little iffy because they may not know exactly what they're looking for or how to look, or we're still teaching them how to do that. So I like to collect research, same for the teachers, right? Because especially for some, it can be very overwhelming trying to gather information. And so I will narrow down and focus on a set of resources and allow people to take what they need from that. And so by doing that with a Wakelet, you can put it right here in a Genially and it pops up in a window. You don't have to go to a different tab. It all stays there. And you can see that I have all the research. I was able to put a video in as part of this Explore part, other resources. And so that was one direction I like to use Wakelet to support that learning process. The cool thing is, once you have it though, you always have these resources, right? So if I ever just needed to share just the targeted sources that I pulled for research, I can just share that one Wakelet with people. And so I have it in both places now, and I can access it either way, within the 5E framework for that lesson or professional learning, or by itself. Okay, so that's one way I like to use Wakelet in conjunction with Genially. But one of the coolest things that happened recently is that Genially now is like, it opens up within the Wakelet. So for example, in the second thing I'm sharing, which is the definition of what is instructional technology, if you scroll down in here, there is a Genially, and when you click on it, it's right there in the Wakelet. So again, you're not having to leave Wakelet to see what I built. And so I just wanted to share that connection because to me, that's one that I use an awful lot, the back and forth, and I think it's great and just shows that versatility of both of them. And when you think in terms of lessons with the kids or projects that the kids are doing, if they do want to bring in various things, it helps. Same thing, I'm also modeling for teachers what this can look like. And so some of them that are more comfortable with trying that app smashing level can see it in action and will be able to go, oh, I know I saw you do this. Can you show me how? So it's kind of also that sneak attack of getting them to use it just because they've seen how it can be used. Okay, so that's the back and forth of Genially, but this actual Wakelet that I'm sharing, I created because in my new position, I presented to our leadership team, what is it I do? And I'm sure those of you that are in an instructional coaching division, instructional technology, the digital coaching, all of that, I get a lot of questions, well, what do you do? And I will always say I'm an educator, period, and in discussion, but they don't understand sometimes what it means to leave the classroom and support in a different capacity. So I actually created this to explain what we do. And so this is also a great way when you think of, as a teacher, creating one of these at the beginning of the school year to send out to families, a little bit about you, right? Like, what are your likes? What are some things, what did you do for summer break, right? And you saw, yes, it was a Frayer model I used to define the term of instructional technology. And so maybe you're using some of those things too. So again, you're modeling and sharing all at once. And of course, the Wakelet is great because you can continue to update that throughout the year if you needed to, or if something changed, or if you wanted to share more information about how your classroom works or what you do. In terms of students, if they made these at the beginning of the year, they too could continue to contribute throughout the year, and then they could see where they were at the end of the year compared to the very beginning in terms of who they are, their interests, what they were learning, and stuff like that. I always did a beginning of the year activity where I'd give them a little star, and each point on the star was something about them, and they could draw it or write it, or we would cut. I taught high school, but we still got out with scissors and magazines and glue. It's just as effective. And they would make a star and they would share that, right? And so this could be another way to do that, because then they can create this, they can use it to present to their peers who they are, introduce themselves, and you also have something to share with families, like, hey, this is what your students shared in class, this is who they say they are, things like that. And so that's also a great way just to define a role, let kids share who they are. And then for teachers, who am I as a teacher? And so that's why I shared this one. And I hope you just, if you have questions, let me know. This is great stuff. I just like Wakelet. We're just going to keep going. The last thing I have is, it's just so many great uses. The last thing I have to share, I actually made recently after reading a book. It's a great book. I linked it in here for you. It is the EdTech Coaching Primer, Supporting Teachers in the Digital Age Classroom. You might see a theme going back to defining what it is I do. Sometimes it's hard for people to really wrap their brain around because it is still relatively new area that the space that we occupy. There are degrees in it now. There was not when I was in school, but there are now. And so after reading this book, it occurred to me that, we've talked ed tech, we've talked coaching cycles. There's a bunch of different types of coaching cycles. There's a lot that districts will, they'll use and they'll train on. This one in particular was Dr. Ashley McBride's ed tech coaching cycle, and I absolutely fell in love with it. And so what I created here was a template of what that cycle might look like if you used Wakelet to track the cycle with a teacher. Okay, so basically every step of the coaching cycle, you would collect resources, notes, you would collaborate within this template, within this Wakelet, and then that teacher has that to reference later on. In Texas, we have T-tests. A lot of districts will use T-tests. It's how we're rated at the end of the year, or we're reviewed at the end of the year, and it's good to have artifacts to show for that. They've connected to these domains. This is a great place to start, right? They'll have this as a coaching cycle. We also have a thing where certain teachers can get incentives for doing extra during the school year, and this is another way they can collect those artifacts to share later. And so if you look at this, I've linked to the book if you're interested in the book, because she does talk more. It's not just about the coaching cycle. It's got a lot in there about co-teaching and modeling and stuff like that. But I took her steps, and what I did is I put the title of the step, a resource she had, and then below that, ideas, like things you could put in the Wakelet to be part of this collection, right? And then below that, resources. And I did that for each step. Obviously, if you did this with a teacher, you could delete the part that says ideas, right? You can maybe just pick and choose what resources. You could add resources. It was just a way to follow that path, that coaching cycle with the teacher. And just something to keep in mind is the good thing about Wakelet is there are so many levels of privacy when sharing, right? So you and the teacher can collaborate on this. And if the teacher's like, man, I like this coaching cycle, I want this on my profile, I want people to see what I went through and how I grew, they can. However, if they're not really wanting to put that all out there, you can still keep it private so that it's between the coach and the teacher, but they're still being able to use this and grow from it and learn from it. So here. Okay, so that those were the ones I chose to share, and that's really where I come from in my supporting role, as it were, with educators. And so it is a little different for being directly in the classroom, but Wakelet is just as powerful when you're helping grow teachers as it can be when you're helping grow students. And so that's why I really like to use it for a lot of my professional learning opportunities.
Thank you so much, Lydia. I think we're going to bring Alex on as well, just to round off and have a chat. But thank you both so much for sharing your wonderful collections there and your ideas. The chat was absolutely loving it. And I like how you were both sort of sharing that sort of like integration side. And we've spoken about this before, but you really do give that choice. And I think by, with the math moment, love that. With the, having an Adobe option, having the Moat, having the Flipgrid. I really love that because you can choose how to express yourself in that collaborative collection. So it allows everyone to join and, showcase what they want to in their own way as well. But yeah, you both touched on using those integrations as well, which I absolutely love. I think that it just makes it look really fun as well. Just in a collection, it just makes it so much more visual. Lydia, yours look really bright and colorful, which I love. And I've seen rubrics. I've seen quite a few rubrics now, and they don't always look as fun and jazzy and things. But putting them in that collection and making it a lot more engaging is great for teachers. They're going to hang around and look more on that, and for their students as well. So yeah, absolutely love that. And yes, Alex, you did drop yourself in it. I'm definitely going to check out that pie video as soon as we jump off of here. And I am going to see your British accent, which I'm sure was actually better than you think.
I did my very best. I did watch a YouTube video of a former actor, for about 20 minutes. So I put in that level of commitment. I hope it doesn't completely ruin our friendship here, Amy. I hope not.
I'm sure it won't. I'm sure it's better than you think. And the fact that you did some research into it beforehand, you take it very seriously. And I've seen your summit video as well, which was fantastic. So, I've seen a bit of the acting skills there. So I'm sure it was absolutely fantastic. But yeah, I just wanted to go through a couple of the comments as well. Christine was saying about tracking in Wakelet, and I love that you highlighted the sort of coach cycle there. And I love seeing a template, because a lot of teachers, a lot of educators will, maybe not know where to start with something like that. So you, Lydia, putting something like that together to just set the foundation and then set them up that they can keep adding to it, tracking as they go along. It's fantastic. So Christine certainly learned something there. And yeah, just a shout out to templates in general, because whether you're doing newsletters or you're doing some kind of sort of evidence diary or portfolios or lesson plans, I'm all for a template. I'm all for making your life a little bit easier as well. So when you have educators such as Lydia and Alex, take advantage of those templates. But yeah, some fantastic comments coming through, and a lot of people not knowing about the Genie integration as well, which is really cool. They look fantastic in collections, I must say. It's a good combo there. But yes, thank you both so much for your shares. Honestly, it's been great listening to both of your ideas and everything that you want to share with everyone. And we have sent out of the resources, so we've put them in a collection. So if anyone wants to have a look back, which I'm sure you will, and join that Math Moment collection, it is fantastic. Have a little nosy through the other ones as well, because it's really nice as a reflection piece. So I really enjoyed it. So yes, everyone can check those out in the collections. But again, Lydia, Alex, thank you both so much. Anything to round off before we jump off?
Just again, so happy to be here, and I'm very passionate about sharing and building community worldwide. So please follow me on Twitter, and please take some resources and make them your own. And just I just look forward to building with the platform over the summer and beyond.
Yeah, and someone commented better together, and that's 100% true. I'm huge on the PLN as well. I think it's so important in education. We have to stick together. I mean, that's how we get through everything. And so being able to share, and I agree, templates, so great, especially if you have reluctant learners, any and all kinds. It's nice to say, well, don't worry, we got something to help you out. You don't have to start from complete, nothing. We can help you out and give you a template for starting. And so yes, better together. I agree 100%.
Yeah, it's been amazing throughout the week to see everyone's comments and everyone getting so involved and being so supportive. And yeah, it's been fantastic, both with speakers and everyone attending and tuning in as well. So we can't thank everyone enough for joining in and supporting and sharing with each other as well. But yeah, thank you both so much again, and I'll see you both very soon.
Thank you so much. Have a great day, everybody.
See you soon. And before we round off, just wanted to let you know that there is an opportunity to get the certificate to this session. So the link is in the comments now. So you can grab that, fill that out, and you'll get your certificate of attendance along with a little ticket as well that you can showcase in a Wakelet collection. So please do fill out your details in there. We'll get that over to you. It'll also include all of the resources that were shared, so we'll send those over to you. But yes, again, thank you so much for tuning in. We've got an incredible session up next as well. Freedom to Read. It will be a great panel discussion with Ms. from the team and a few very special guests as well. So make sure you jump over to that one pretty much now. Got time for maybe a cup of tea and then you can jump over. But yeah, been fantastic. This has been a great session and we'll see you all very soon. Thanks ever so much. Bye.